I had a movie come out on Amazon Prime and Apple TV, basically everywhere. I don't think it's on Netflix, but just about everywhere else where you can stream stuff. It's a movie called Dotty and Soul. David Koechner's in it, Adam Sanders, Leslie Uggams. You guys out, everyone should know Leslie Uggams from Deadpool. She was the blind black lady, the older lady. She absolutely crushes this movie. But this movie, I had no inclination of how it would be because we started filming in Oklahoma City in March of 2020. And right in the middle of filming, COVID hit. We shut down. We came back 6-7 months later, back to Oklahoma City, filmed for another week. There was a resurgence. We shut down. Then a year later, we came back to New York, and we finally finished the movie. And we're shooting out a sequence. So I'm sitting here going, I forget what this movie's about. I remember reading the script and knowing it gist, but I was like, what are we doing here? What happens here? Okay, I got it. But I'm not going to say, I don't know what my expectations was, but this movie completely exceeded it. It's a good movie. I was like, oh, once they put it together, because I've done low budget movies before, and sometimes when I've seen them or independent movies, you're like, oh, yeah, that's definitely independent. That's definitely low budget. Like this movie could hold its own in the theaters and everything else, just the way it's edited, the way it's shot. There's no mess ups. There's no sound mess ups. Like I went on the Breakfast a couple years ago and I talked about The Trap, how bad that movie was bad because there were so many mess ups. There were so many, like, the reaction didn't fit the scene and the camera angle was right. Everything was, you could tell, was like kind of threw together. Looked like a fun movie to be on though, but there was a lot of mess ups in it. This movie wasn't like that. I was like, oh, this is a really good movie, especially being an independent, not a big budget movie. And so I went to the screening in New York, and I was like, "Oh, I'm pleasantly surprised on this movie." And it's just funny because how I got the part was my agency called, and I was driving to Pittsburgh from Cincinnati. I was at the Pittsburgh Improv that weekend, and I remember this weekend so vividly because it was the last time I was in Pittsburgh, and it was the same weekend Kobe passed away, and I was driving, and they sent me the script, and I said, okay, I'm going to read it when I get to my hotel. Hit some traffic, got to the hotel late. I was like, you know what? I had a Zoom call with the director, writer, and ended up being the lead, Adam Sanders. I had a Zoom call with him the next day at like noon on Friday. So I got to Pittsburgh Thursday night. I get up early in the morning. I go do my press run, TV and radio. Get done with my press run, come back to the hotel. My complete plan was to read the script. And I just fell asleep. I was just, boom, I was out. Wake up, I got like 30 minutes before I was supposed to talk to Adam. I was like, oh, shoot, I don't want to lie. I can't. So long story short, I get him on the phone, and he starts talking to me about the script. I said, hey, man, I'm going to stop you right now. I go, I didn't read it. And I said, it's no excuse. I should have read it. When I got it yesterday, I was driving. Then I got to Pittsburgh. I should have read a little bit last night, a little bit this morning. I just said I'll do it tomorrow, and I just fell asleep, and time got away from me. And I said I didn't want to lie and be like, yo, page 92 was amazing. And he's like, yeah, the script's 90 pages, Gary. Or I didn't want him to ask me how I liked page 90, and the script's 88 pages. So I was just like, I didn't read it. I said, but look, man, I'm going to read it right now, and I can call you back. And then we just end up talking about, entertainment and everything else. And so what I did was, as soon as I hung up with him, I texted him like 2 minutes later, and I said, just got done with page 1. Amazing. And then I said, just got done with page 2. I said, oh my God, dude, this script's unreal. And I said, just got done with page 3. Your girlfriend, I don't trust her. And then he started laughing at my text. And then I waited a couple hours, and I said, hey, quick question. Diggy, my character, is he left-handed or right-handed? Because I got to know how to play him if you give me the part. And he said, I ended up getting the part, obviously, but he said that's what got me the part was just talking to him and just cutting up on those texts. And he said, okay, I want to work with this guy. And I think, I don't know, I'm not the best auditioner. I'm the first one to say that. Nowadays, it's a lot easier to audition because you can put yourself on tape, so you can always do a take 2. But being in the room, it's a little stressful, and it's hard to get super motivated sometimes when you're doing cattle call auditions. I mean, it's part of the game, but I think me getting in a room and talking to somebody and meeting with them and them getting to know me and quote unquote charming them a little bit, I think I've gotten more roles off doing stuff like that than actually just a blind audition and nobody knew me. So this is one of the moments where I was like, I'm glad I didn't lie, and I'm glad that Adam has a sense of humor, and the movie ended up being pretty good. So I was like, I'm pretty happy with it.